weather again returning to your area. And so right now we are watching this next series of systems roll in. So this here is our water vapor imagery. This shows you where the moisture is in the atmosphere, and you can see in that circle, that blinking circle, is that next system that we are on looking out for as we move into later this week. And so just give me 1 second here. There you go. And so there's that next system developing in the Central Plains. And so now this is for Sunday. Okay, Dr. Postel was just talking about a different series of systems, but this is for next week. And so this system is going to be able to tap a bit into this low-level moisture near the Gulf Stream, and it will have the support that it needs from both the low-level winds as well as the mid-level winds. And so again, these winds just act to give that region the rotation, which could help to fuel that threat for some discrete thunderstorms. And so here's our area for severe areas from Dodge City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, all the way down into Dallas. Could be seeing both some hail and some damaging wind, as well as the potential for a tornado. And so right now there is a 40% chance of a tornado within a 50-mile radius. That is a torcon of 4. So definitely something that we are on the lookout for, and this will continue moving on to the east as we move into the weekend.
Systems that'll be coming on shore and producing the rain and the mountain snow. San Francisco National Weather Service, by the way, putting out a graph of the Coyote Creek forecast, and they're saying with much relief that despite all the rain that's coming, it looks like that Coyote Creek in San Jose will remain below flood stage through the period, which is fantastic news as many areas still recovering from the devastating flooding there. With that said, though, prepare, because we do have more rain coming on shore. You can see the big swirl with the clouds. Not only that, but there's power behind it. When you look at the jet stream, a jet streak is basically a faster moving part of the stream flowing with that current of air we know as the jet stream, 100 mile per hour plus. So there's a lot of power there. Faster winds help lift the air, and that is going to produce, as we mentioned, some more rain and, of course, the mountain snow, which we're already seeing places like Flagstaff along I-40. It's been a tricky drive right now, but there you go. More of that moisture coming in through portions of Oregon and Washington State, also Northern California, through this evening by 9 o'clock. After that, it makes its way towards San Francisco, and you see that stream of moisture continuing to pump snow across the Sierra Nevada mountains, in through the Great Basin, northern Utah, southern Idaho. Even on into Saturday, some of that wet weather continues, with a few spots along the coast getting a break, but the idea of a break is short term, right? Because we have more systems that'll be continuing to affect the west as early as Sunday. It's all along and down the 5 into San Francisco. More rain for you. By Monday, some of that moves inland, and we're talking about some mix of rain and snow. Higher elevations like the Bitterroots, we're talking about some snow. Looking at the totals, okay, this is key when we're concerned about flooding and flash flooding. 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in through Northern California, parts of the Cascades. That's significant even through the Monday evening time frame. So with so much rain having happened over the winter, we are primed for it, right? The moisture is not dry. It has less ability to soak up more of that rainfall. San Francisco, your forecast then means today's your break. We get more rain on Friday. You get another break on Saturday. More rain on Sunday.
So Pittsburgh, another chilly and very sunny day, but you might be rebounding finally to some warmer temperatures. But again, that sunshine's sticking around for a little bit, so hope you're enjoying it. So right now, taking a look at the Northeast, you see a lot of purple here on the map. It's been very cold up here. 22 degrees in Binghamton right now, 33 degrees in Philadelphia. And again, those temperatures going to stay in place for the majority of today. And so some of these areas starting to warm up just a little bit. You can see here, this is the 24-hour temperature change. So where the triangles are pointing up, we're warmer than where we were yesterday. And where they're pointing down, we're a little bit colder. And so you can see pretty much right here along 95, we're just about average. But to the north, we're warming up a little bit. But here, areas on the coast, we're cooling down slightly. And again, that high pressure just dominating this area right now, helping to stream down this cold air off Canada and just keep things mostly in place. Very dry and very sunny with that high pressure in place. So again, here we go today. This is what we're looking at. Might be hitting 50s down here in D.C. and further to the south, but the winds. The wind chills today are still going to be in the single digits and perhaps even into the teens. So Buffalo, 28 degrees, those wind chills. And so here, take a look as we time this out for the rest of the day. These temperatures are going to be staying fairly cold, not really reaching freezing in a lot of these areas because, again, that wind, it's just brutal, right? It's like, is that even necessary? But just staying cold, Maria, here in the Northeast. Thank you, Dr. Postel. And if you just heard him, he just mentioned some straight line winds being a threat there on Monday. So let's talk a little bit more about that and break that down and talk about how and why that is so impactful. But right now for today, this is from the Storm Prediction Center. You can see a lot of blue here stretching across the Central Plains. This is showing you an area that could see some very strong winds in place today as a lot of this jet stream energy mixes down from upper in the atmosphere. And these winds can be very damaging. It doesn't have to be a tornado to really cause some of these huge impacts that we see from wind. And this is the reason why. And so around these areas of thunderstorms, we typically get this dry air that flows down into it. And when that dry air enters the thunderstorms, it gives the rain an opportunity to evaporate because that atmosphere is a little bit drier. So that water moves into the atmosphere. And when air evaporates, it actually gets colder. And that cold air is heavier, say, than the air around it. So it wants to sink and plunge all the way down near the surface. And so at the leading edge of that cold air, it can be very strong and very damaging. And as that storm is moving along with it, that helps to enhance that strong flow. And so this is strong enough to launch debris, to take roofing off your houses. And again, it could actually be really damaging with that debris flying in the air. Alex, so definitely not a